YouTube? It's your boy Big Bang Cam, and I'm back with another reaction video. And today we got the truth about Bronny James playing in the NBA. And honestly, I wasn't surprised he got drafted to LA. Wasn't surprised he got drafted this year. You know what I'm saying? With all the numbers that he's putting up, even though they weren't the best, you know what I'm saying, college numbers. He was drafted like 55th in I think it was the second round or the first round, you know what I'm saying? Oh, in the second round. Yeah, I think it was the first, second round. I don't really know off the top of my head. But you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that I already knew that he was finna be drafted with his dad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was the whole point. My lips are so dry. No, man, my lips. I'm finna go to the gas station and get me some more Carmex. But I ain't gonna lie. I literally just hopped out the shower and I seen it on YouTube because I was finna get ready and go out. But I'm like, shit, hey, another 20 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Me being late, no man, nothing. I'm not gonna be late, nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I want to do this with my niggas, you know what I'm saying? So, the truth about Bronny James playing in the NBA. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that other good shit, man. We on the road to 200 subscribers. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me so far, and I just hope y'all keep rocking with me until we make it to the big leagues, you know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't really trying to make it for that reason, but you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. That's gonna be our slow, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro, I've been...
NBA draft in the books.
All right, baby.
There is one major discussion that has dominated the NBA space over the last week. It isn't about the #1 overall pick. It isn't about
I don't even know who the #1 pick is, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know this generation of players.
It's about a late second-round pick. And for good reason. Because his name is LeBron James. And he's gonna play in the NBA with LeBron James. It's a weird and unprecedented circumstance that the NBA has never encountered before. A player who many fans consider to be the greatest of all time playing in the NBA with his own son. That's story crazy. So strange, you'd think the NBA scriptwriters outsourced their work to ChatGPT, picked the most batshit result, and called it a day. But after 2 years of speculation, we now know with certainty that Bronny James will be an NBA player. And right on cue, the criticism of his merits and value as a future player in the NBA have already came pouring in.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. They really gonna overdo it with this because I already see how they finna already they finna get him so much. They finna be like, how can I put this? How can I put it? They basically gonna be on this nigga nuts because who his dad is. This is one of them situations where people feel like just because this is who your dad is. I feel like this is one of them situations. I ain't gonna lie. Because the fact that he 55th and like who your dad is, they basically gonna try to go off basically, oh, your dad, woo, 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 and your dad, woo, 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 your dad, woo. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it is still who his dad is. And I ain't gonna lie, hey, that's a big still W at the end of the day. If I could go to the NBA, you know what I'm saying? If I could go to the NBA based off just who my dad was, bro, come on, fuck that, I'm going, bro.
Claiming Bronny.
Not only that, I'm going to the motherfucking Lakers. Like, not only just I know regular ass NBA team. I'm going to the motherfucking Lakers to play with my dad, bro. At the end of the day, bro, that's motherfuckers be hating just because who his dad is, bro. The motherfuckers that's hating on him don't like his dad.
Late second-round pick on, and that the real value lies in his last name and the leverage it comes with. But how valuable is a second-round pick, really? And is Bronny a legitimate NBA player, or is he only in conversation solely because of who his dad is?
Who do you want to play with? Bronny is #1 on my list. I gotta be on the floor with Bronny.
Bro, so they try to think of it as a hype. Sometimes you gotta look at it as like, bro, if you was LeBron, you would definitely want to.
By Seek order on around. And in 1990, these two did one of the coolest things a father and son can possibly do. They played in the MLB together. And when I say together, I don't just mean they played in the MLB at the same time. They were on the same team. In fact, they weren't just on the same team. They shared the same outfield with each other. It's probably the rarest and most badass thing you'll ever see in sports. Making it to the big leagues is one thing, but playing in the big leagues next to your kid is a club exclusive to only these two. And if that wasn't incredible enough, on September 14th, 1990, the Griffeys pulled off something that you will never see again in your lifetime.
Inch back up there now. Well hit to center field. Devon White going back. Gone! A 2-run home run. And he hits one well to left center field. Dante Bichette. Back-to-back.
Damn.
What else can these guys
The Griffeys were
That's
great,
crazy.
and they were the first and only father-son duo in the history of Major League Baseball. But they weren't the first father-son duo in professional sports. This is Gordie Howe, one of the great...
Just and you'll understand. Baskin Robbins sees the yay.
If you've been injured in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what I did, and it's how I got this $100,000 check in less.
Don't worry, I'm gonna edit all this out. Don't worry about it. That shit's tweaking.
This is Gordie Howe, one of the greatest players to ever touch the ice. He won 4 Stanley Cups, 6 MVPs, held the NHL record for total career points at the time of his retirement, and is a member of the NHL's 100th anniversary team. Gordie had an incredible pro career as a hockey player, and yet out of all of his accomplishments, the coolest thing he ever did was this. This is Mark and Marty Howe, Gordie's sons, and he played professional hockey with them in both the WHA and the NHL for 5 seasons. Now, if you're thinking, that guy looks a little old to be playing professional sports, you're right. Gordie began his career in the NHL in 1946 when he was just 18 years old. By the time he retired for good, he was 51. A career that stretched from the 1940s to the 1980s. And only with a career like this can a player even have a shot at playing in the league together with their son. Why exactly am I talking about home runs and Gordie Howe? Well, because they're awesome, but also because of these two and what they're about to accomplish in their own sport. LeBron and Bronny James, who are on track to being the first father and son duo to play together in the NBA, an idea that seemed far-fetched when LeBron first mentioned it years ago, but has now become a reality. But how legitimate is Bronny's spot in the league? And is the backlash towards the Lakers selecting him with a second-round pick in the
I ain't gonna lie.
draft
I'm gonna be honest, bro. His first 2 seasons, I feel like Bronny gonna be ass. I'm gonna be honest. His first 2 seasons, he gonna be ass. But then, like, maybe like around his 4th, 5th season on, bro, he definitely gonna be like.
Well, to answer this question,
watch
we
out for
first
that
need to
nigga,
know
bro.
just how good Bronny is as a prospect
He gonna be one of them.
and as an incoming NBA
He gonna
player.
be
Right
one
now,
of them, bro.
NBADraft.net has Bronny rated at an 88 overall across their 12 prospect metrics. This overall rating puts Bronny on the lower end of all second-round picks and future prospects over the last 3 years, but well within range of your typical mid to late first-rounder. Now, here are Bronny's numbers during his 1 season of college basketball. 5 points.
I ain't gonna lie, that is crazy. This is just, I ain't gonna lie. Then they gave him an inch on his height. Damn, really?
Assists a game on 47, 30, 60.
Oh shit! Fuck.
69% shooting splits. Now these numbers, especially from a relatively undersized guard, do not scream NBA potential. But for perspective, here are the average collegiate stats from every late second-round pick that played college basketball over the last 5 years. And even when compared to late second-round picks, Bronny's numbers aren't nearly as impressive. In fact, Bronny is arguably the least productive college prospect in NBA history.
Damn.
Here's a list of every player in the entire history of the NBA to be selected in the first 2 rounds of the draft that averaged less than 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists a game in college. And that's it.
Damn.
Just 3 players who were selected in the
I don't
NBA
know
draft
none of
with
these
college
motherfuckers.
numbers equal to or less than Bronny's college numbers. Pair that with the fact that these prospects had at least the benefit of
He
having
averaged 5 points a game in 19 minutes. Oh hell nah. Oh
NBA
hell
frames
nah.
and physical tools to be potentially
Bro, this
built
nigga
off of,
name
and
got
the
him a
case for
long
Bronny
way.
warranting a pick in the NBA draft becomes more and more difficult to make. But to really demonstrate exactly where Bronny falls amongst other second-round picks, here is a chart of every college basketball player selected in the second round of the draft over the last 10 years, with box plus minus on the x-axis and minutes per game on the y-axis.
Damn, Jalen Brunson is driving second?
298
second round?
selections spanning 10 drafts.
Damn.
More than half of these players not even in the NBA today. Where's Bronny? He's right here. Most late draft picks, even the guys who go on to not even make a roster in the league, were first or maybe second options in their college program. Bronny, on the other hand, was an undersized rotational player on a sub-500 team. It doesn't take an NBA scout to know that Bronny James's collegiate career wasn't that of your typical second-round draft pick. But how good is the typical second-round pick? With the rise of second-round sleepers in recent history, most notably players like Nikola Jokic.
My name is Darren Tommaso. I'm a Nike NYC trainer, and I'm wearing the Nike Zoom TR1. It's versatile enough to wear.
Players like Nikola Jokic, Jalen Brunson, Herb Jones, and Jordan Clarkson, the potential value of a second-round pick in the NBA draft is about as high as it's ever been. With the help of advanced metrics, the curtain has been pulled back on the value even a solid role player can provide to a winning team. Prospect scouting has gotten more comprehensive than ever before, and these second-round picks have held considerable weight within recent trades around the NBA. But how valuable does that truly make them? Gathered from 10 years worth of draft classes from 2013 to 2022, data shows that on average, out of the 30 players drafted in the second round, about 6 of them won't even suit up in the NBA. That's about 1 in every 5 players selected in the second round that will never see a minute of action in the league. Out of the 24 players who do make a roster in their rookie season, about 17 of them end up playing a second season in the NBA. Of those 17 players that are good enough to stick around for more than a few seasons, only about 8 of them will go on to be a role player or rotational level player. Go one step further, and on average, only 4 of these second-round picks will become a starting caliber player in their career. That's about 1 in every 8 players selected in the second round. And finally, of the 298 players selected in the second round of the draft from 2013 to 2022, only 2 of them became All-Stars. Nikola Jokic and Jalen Brunson. If you think about the last 10 years of second-round picks on a scale of box plus minus, with Nikola Jokic being on one end and the players who don't even make a roster on the other, then most players aren't in the middle. In fact, they're not even close. Most second-round picks fall way down here, somewhere in between what Basketball Reference would classify as an end-of-the-bench player and out of the league. When considering how to use a second-round pick, the idea of drafting a guy who ends up being a real contributing player, a starter, or even a future MVP, the perceived opportunity cost can tend to outweigh the actual value of the pick. Drafting a player of this caliber in the second round is like finding a diamond in the rough. But giving away a pick or a potential player that ends up being of this caliber would be a mistake that no front office wants to live with. But that doesn't change the fact that the vast majority of the time, these second-round picks in the NBA draft go on to be these end-of-the-bench.
It's something that I feel like I wanted to say. I ain't gonna lie, the only reason I give Bronny a pass because sometimes it's not always where you start, it's where you finish, you know what I'm saying? Because literally, no matter how it go, you could literally be in the most fucked up predicament ever. And you can still make a lot of shit out of it. Like, for example, you could be like, for example, if you was a rapper and you sound like the most bogus fucking deal ever. As long as you got the platform, bro, you straight. And he has a platform. So with a lot of training and a lot of practice and hard work and workouts and everything, bro, the Bronny could be that player that everybody wants him to be or thinks he is. You know what I'm saying?
Level players. Just out of curiosity, does anyone know who the last few 55th overall picks in the draft were and how their careers are turning out? Last year's 55th overall pick has played 1 game in the NBA. The one before that has played 23 games in 2 seasons. The 55th pick in 2021, Aaron Wiggins, is actually having himself a solid career so far. But the one before him is out of the league. The one before that one is also out of the league. He's also out of the league, out of the league, out of the league, was never in the league, out of the league, and out of the league. As a late second rounder, if Bronny can contribute on any level in the NBA, he has already exceeded his draft value. And that's really the proposition in all of this. It would be incredible if Bronny developed into a Davion Mitchell or Aaron Holiday caliber player. But the reality is if Bronny can provide any net positive value to his team, then selecting him in the draft will have been a great pick. There has never been a player projected to go this late in the draft with any expectations on what they should or will do in the league. These late draft picks have historically been reserved for players who might have been overlooked, players who maybe underperformed their potential at the collegiate level, players who organizations are willing to roll the dice on because there's virtually no opportunity costs associated with late second-round picks. It's all upside at this point in the draft. If they don't work out, well, that's typical. If they do work out, well, then they've beaten the odds. And the very large point being overlooked in all of this talk about potential and value to the team and X's and O's, LeBron James has the opportunity to play basketball with this kid in the NBA. Let's just be honest. This is blatant nepotism. A classic case of it's who you know, not what you know.
Exactly.
But
That's
nepotism has ran rampant in the NBA for decades, and no one cared. Countless players, coaches, executives, owners who got their shot with far less merit than Bronny has. But now here we are sitting around talking about the integrity of a man who's played 21 seasons in the league and his son because they made the most of an otherwise paltry 55th pick in the draft, and the nepotism leaned in their favor this time around. We can criticize this decision all we want, preach about how this move was a breach of ethics, a slap in the face of the game we love. But then we would all be hypocrites, because there isn't a man on earth who would pass up on the chance to play in the NBA with his son, even if it meant pulling a few strings to make it happen.
Facts.
As much as Bronny benefits from sharing the
facts.
same last name as arguably the best basketball player of all time, that tag has also came with equal scrutiny. We have never seen a late second-round pick get discussed and limelighted like we've seen with Bronny. But we've also never seen a late second-round flyer get completely dissected and criticized like this. LeBron and Bronny have a chance to do something that has never been done in the history of the NBA. And that is worth more than any late second-round pick will ever be.
They over there dropping the G's. I fucks with that. All right, y'all. Go ahead in the comments. Tell me how y'all feel about it. I personally feel like we need to give Bronny a shot, and they haven't even given Bronny a shot, and everybody talking so much shit and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Bronny gonna make the most of this. LeBron gonna make the most of this. I feel like that's really the point behind it. Even if Bronny do play one season in the NBA and then stop, bro, it's just the fact I got to play in the NBA on the Lakers with my pops, bro. That's just my take behind it, bro. I don't know about y'all's, but that's mine. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Cam, and I'm out.